want to open up with something that I absolutely love, and it's the Jacksonville Jaguars draft.
Should we all just like let a collective laugh out at the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Let me give you guys the reason to laugh.
Okay.
All right. And Jags fans, please tune in, man. We really support you guys. You guys are on the trajectory to be the bottom of the division, you bastards. We back. We back. Tennessee Titans back. I hope you feel this in your chest. Yeah. A little bit of clickbait, a little bit of rage bait, thinking it's an AFC division, AFC South division thing. No, it's about the Titans, dog. And you're going to feel this in your chest today.
Got our podcast thinking you should watch it. If you driving, man, it's good for you to listen. No, we keep it real. No, we spit it raw. Sports dialogue. No, it's good if I'm involved. No, we're not the news. We just cool dude with nobody to impress. Just talking our shit. Call it Pressman Coverage. Pressman Coverage.
Welcome into Pressman Coverage, a podcast dedicated to you, the fan. Today we are going to break down the AFC South division post-draft. Have a little bit of a draft pick conversation, although we don't care too much about the division and who they pick. There are a few people I think we got snake for, but we'll talk about that here soon. But before we do anything, got to introduce the crew. Captain Cody Moore.
What's going on, fellas? Happy post-draft. And I'm going to say this right now. We win in 8 games next year.
Ooh.
I'm just going to start this podcast hot and heavy.
Ooh, that's
8 wins.
That's our floor or ceiling, or that's your spot-on prediction?
That's the floor.
Let's go. Let's go.
I will no longer be negative.
Okay. You go ahead, Randy.
He started off high. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if I can top that, man.
Yeah, delusion, yeah. I might
had
be
a
with
few
y'all.
beers last night. I think they're still in my system.
Still lingering.
They are.
Man, what's good, fellas, man? Hope y'all doing well. Hope y'all have come down, man. We was working hard, man, through the draft and all of what we did, man. That was a lot of fun, but I might got a hot take with you, Cody. I'm not gonna lie. I might be with you, buddy. I'm excited. This team's got me hyped. We got new colors, got new threads. These guys look fresh, revived. I'm ready, man. Today we're gonna be breaking down the AFC South draft picks, and just we're gonna be comparing what the Titans did versus what the other teams did. But Lim, how you feeling, brother?
Man, I feel solid. I want to open up with something that I absolutely love, and it's the Jacksonville Jaguars draft.
Should we all just like let a collective laugh out at the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Let me give you guys the reason to laugh.
Okay.
All right. And Jags fans, please tune in, man. We really support you guys. You guys are on the trajectory to be the bottom of the division, you bastards. We back. We back. Tennessee Titans back. I hope you feel this in your chest. Yeah. A little bit of clickbait, a little bit of rage bait, thinking it's an AFC division, AFC South division thing. No, it's about the Titans, dog. And you're going to feel this in your chest today.
Talk to him.
Okay, so Jacksonville Jaguars take Nate Burkirker with the 56th overall pick. All right.
He definitely carries some lumber.
Overall, he was ranked as the 163rd ranked player, the 12th ranked tight end. That's excellent value. Great job, guys. At pick 81, they pick Albert Regis, who is the defensive lineman, 3-tech, ranked 7th, but overall ranked 150 at pick 81. Now, this is a pick that hurt me a little bit. Man, just crazy. This is a pick that hurt me a little bit. At pick 88, they got Emmanuel Pregnon, the guard that we really wanted, offensive guard, ranked 2. So good stuff on that. Then they went for Jalen Husky, Maryland safety, at pick 100, ranked 187th overall, safety number 14. In reference, just to put that in reference, we have a safety. And we'll talk about the UDFAs here in a bit, but we've got a safety who's coming in as a UDFA who was ranked higher than him that we got post-draft, and they picked him up at pick 100, a top 100 pick at a guy who could have been a UDFA. Great job. Then Wesley Williams, who was pick 119. He was the 27th ranked edge. He was overall 236 in the consensus big board. They took Houston tight end Tanner Kozoil. I don't know how to say it. At pick 164, he was ranked 153. Okay, that's decent value. I'll give you that. Josh Cameron, I got on a little roll right here. At pick 191, took the 22nd overall wide receiver who was overall 151. So a little bit of value there. About 40 picks worth of value. And then they got to cooking. They took C.J. Williams, wide receiver 87, with pick 203, overall ranked 678.
They was on fire. That draft room,
they're cooking.
That draft room, they had a plan.
They knew what they were doing.
Went in there with it.
They knew what they were doing. They said, okay, do a quick math. What is their overall rank plus 200? Okay, that's our official rank for them. We're going to go about it like that. Then they took Zach Durfee, Washington edge number 45, edge 45, at pick 233. He was overall ranked 412. Now, I know you guys, I just mentioned C.J. Williams, who was overall ranked 678, but Parker Hughes, linebacker, picked the pick 240, linebacker 55, was ranked 679. So they did get 678 and 679. Somewhere in the universe, it makes sense. Like, well, if we got 678 and it's 20 picks later, why not get 679? Even though they're 400 picks after.
So
they should have been
if you
drafted.
add up all their value, they are probably minus 17,427 or
Like,
something.
Absolutely ridiculous.
What stupid ass little phrase is he gonna have? Remember Travis Hunter last year? He was like, Travis Hunter, he's the one we've been hunting up.
Like
he was just the ultimate nerd. I hate their owner or their GM. I hate their guy.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, he's gonna come with something stupid about Nate Boyd-Kirker and Albert Regis. I only like the Emmanuel Pregnon pick. But yeah, it's just laughable.
It is, man. And, I will say this. Overall, their roster is solid. They've got Trevor Lawrence. They're starting running back right now is Chris Rodriguez. Michelle Tootin will be kind of battling in there as well. They got a few guys, who will be fighting. Brian Thomas Jr., Jacoby Myers, Parker Washington. That's a solid trio. Like, I can't hate them on that. And then the occasional Travis Hunter who will be full-time corner, but I'm sure will have a little bit of a offensive rank. Then they still got Britton Strange at tight end. Have Nate, their top pick, as their second string tight end. Why you would take a backup tight end as your first pick? I have no idea. They did, they got Patrick McCarry. I mean, they've got some guys who overall, their team overall is solid. Their defense, we know what they've got. Eric Armstead, Trayvon Walker, Josh Allen Hines, Travis Hunter. So they've got guys who can play, but the picks that they took to back them up,
there's a certain amount of arrogance that this guy has where he just thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. And he has the balls to go up there and say, well, we got everybody that we were searching. We got 10 out of 10. Wow. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
because you drafted everybody those
exactly.
400 picks behind value.
I'm sure if that's the guys you wanted, you could have had them all in the 7th round.
Yeah.
All 10 players could have won it one round if you wanted to.
He sounds very Rand-esque. We got everybody we wanted. People were calling me and saying, damn, I wanted that guy.
Just makes no sense, man. So
go ahead. For me, it just was interesting of them taking the volume swings like they did. I mean, overreach on pretty much every draft pick that they had. But I don't know what film they may have been watching, what evaluations they may have went with. Now, maybe they're still in shock and awe of what they did to trade up to go get Travis Hunter last year. But, I mean, they're on a fast trajectory to be at the bottom of the division for sure.
Yeah, it's one of those where their starters, they're going to be a tough team because they do have starters, but it's one of those things where if Trevor Lawrence doesn't work out, you get to a place where maybe you move on from Brian Thomas here pretty soon. It's one of those questions of, all right, what's the long-term plan if Trevor isn't the guy? If Trevor's the guy, then all is well. You know what I mean?
They brought in Joey Aguilar from Tennessee.
Oh, gosh. Goodness gracious, man.
Hey, I mean, Jacoby Myers was a bright spot for them last year. I mean, he was. Maybe they'll get it figured out.
They traded for him, right?
They did trade from he lit us up with the Raiders and went to the Jags and did it again. God, that was painful, man. We had nothing that we could do with him. Okay, well, moving on through the division, the Houston Texans, where I actually think they had a pretty solid draft, if I'm being honest with you. We're not going to go into their overall ranks and where they picked the Mr. Jags. That's a laughingstock of the NFL with what they did. But the Houston Texans getting Keylan Rutledge early. That was a trade, actually, from Buffalo. Buffalo traded like 10 different times. I feel like all with our division, it feels like us than them or whatever. But getting Keylan Rutledge, to shore up that line. They needed him, the guard out of Georgia Tech. Then getting Kayden McDonald, I think is going to be a really solid defensive tackle out of Ohio State. Marlin Klein, who's, again, another solid tight end out of Michigan. They went for a lot of big programs.
They did, big boys.
Wade Woodaz, a linebacker out of Clemson. Kamari Ramsey, which is one of my guys. I really enjoyed the way he played, a physical safety out of USC. Aiden Fisher, a linebacker out of Indiana. It's something about those Midwest linebackers I'm always going to trust. Iowa, Indiana, those groups where I'm going to trust. And, they had a focus on the trenches with, D tackle, tight end, who could consider be trenches, guard, linebacker, and two linebackers, for instance, a safety who's a box safety. Like, they've already got a team full of guys who are going to hit you, and I feel like they drafted a bunch more.
Dude, they just fit their identity so well. I mean, the thing was, too, is like Keylan Rutledge, it felt like when we were doing like mock drafts and stuff, we would get Keylan Rutledge like in the third.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a stony guy. I remember him saying that at the Senior Bowl, they're around to tell him to calm down because he was mauling people so much. Folks, so I look forward to seeing him against Jeff Simmons in the near future. And Kayden McDonald, I mean, he's just Savondre Sweat 2.0. Yeah. Don't really care. He's a beast. He'll be playing 2 downs. He'll get Tony Pollard 5 yards down the field, big freaking whoop. We'll see him on 3rd down. He won't be there. So...
Yeah, and to be honest with you, they're the team that can afford to do that the most. Having Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter on the outside, that's true. We don't care if you rush the passer. We don't even care if you lay down every time you snap the ball on 3rd down.
Him and Sheldon Rankins is going to be a problem.
And then we got
big Schlotman and Volson to take care of it. Good
man.
Lord.
Yeah, I mean, they added some
maybe
pieces.
I should be worried.
They added, maybe. But I think, they kind of got the same issue where they'll be starting a rookie at left guard, even though I think Keylan Rutledge will be solid. They got Wyatt Taylor at the other guard, and they picked up Braden Smith from the Colts. All guys with Wyatt Taylor and Smith who've been kind of injury prone, so they've got to pray for health because it gets ugly quick over there. And they're going to be right back where they started. Ariante Ursary, I think, is a second-year left tackle on the other side after they always start off the offseason with trading one of their started or better offensive linemen. So it's going to be interesting. I think their season revolves. I know everybody's going to say quarterback-wise, but can C.J. Stroud bounce back?
Yeah.
These draft picks give them more toughness, but did they add more for C.J. Stroud to work with?
And they got David Montgomery, too.
Yeah,
they're very much a defensive centric team. I feel like so
they didn't need skill positions.
Yeah, I mean they went straight big boys.
Yeah,
I mean truly
they have the skill positions that they needed. They needed to go line trenches on both sides essentially. Get a few linebackers because if I'm not mistaken, they didn't pick up an option. Well, no, they did sign Azeez Al-Shire for some extra time. So they got pieces to
They'll be laying them dirty hits in for the next 3 years.
And I was going to say, man, I think it's interesting how these guys drafted this year, the Houston Texans. I think that may be one of our biggest challenges this season. The way that they're building, like you said, through the trenches and just some hard-nosed guys. I like David Montgomery. It seems that they're going to be taking an angle of getting the ball out of C.J. Stroud's hands a little more, using the play action. He's a good pound running back. But I just think it's going to be interesting. I mean, they still have solid receivers, Tank Dell. I mean, they have the talent there. It's just going to be interesting to see. But I think this team and how they drafted this year will probably be our biggest competition. Those are going to be some defining games right there to see who could. We'll get into how the Titans drafted.
Yeah.
But we'll see how this shake out. But that's one of those teams that we got to watch this season.
I agree. I mean, and they're third string. Who's the third string quarterback, Cody,
that would be Graham Mertz from the University of Florida.
Yeah, one of the worst.
He was horrible.
I just want to make sure we got that off. But, one thing I'll say is, one reason why you don't have to go skill positions is when you've got Jalen Petrie, Kamari Lassiter, and Derek Stingley on one side. And when you go to your wide receivers, Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, Tank Dell, Jalen Noel, Xavier Hutchinson, all extremely young players. They put themselves in position to focus on trenches, and they needed it. They needed it. They get a good guard. Hopefully the tackles that they brought in stay healthy for their sake, for our sake. I don't give a darn. We're going to be at your neck. We'll talk about that in a second. But I think overall they had a solid draft.
Yeah, I think last year they focused more on getting playmakers because they got Higgins to replace Dell, and they got Jalen Noel.
Yep.
And now this year they went. I mean, they just went straight big boys. I mean, I actually kind of like their draft. I can't lie. I like the fact that their players match the coach's personality.
Yeah. And I feel like they were targeted too when they were approached. Like I got to give them some praise. I know, we're a Titans podcast, but the Texans did a good job and they helped build on some of the things that they just addressed their weaknesses, pretty well, and also stacked at some of the positions they were already strong at. So this will be interesting because when I look at what they did in comparison to where the Titans are, I think we're still in a spot where a lot of their strengths are some of our weaknesses or unknowns, I should say. Their strengths are edge rushers. We think our tackles are solid, but you have to be more than solid to deal with those guys. Their interior play is pretty strong with their interior linemen. Outside of Peter Skoronski, there's question marks. Hopefully they just decide, hey, we're going to run stunts to Peter Skoronski all day. Cool. We can take that. You go the other way, you might be walking to Cam Ward. We'll see here in a bit. And then when it comes to the wide receivers, our wide receivers versus their corners, it's a heck of a matchup, man. I mean, Derek Stingley Jr. can take away somebody. Kamari Lassiter could take away somebody. Jalen Petrie's physical. Like, it's going to be a battle, and I don't care who you put on the schedule. I know his schedule's already been released, but without going through all the teams, I still think this is the best defense we're going to play.
Oh, by
year.
far.
And
I mean, I don't know
twice.
if we play the Broncos or not, but yeah, this defense is trill. It's insane.
Like this,
I can see when we're playing them, man, it's going to be a hard-nosed game. It's probably not going to be much points like scored, but it's just going to be who's more sound on defense. It's probably going to be some exciting games this season for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least. And to flip over to our last team to talk about aside from us, and we're going to end this thing with ranking where we think we're going to fall, maybe a little bit of record predictions for each one of the teams too. But I want to talk about the Colts and their draft. They didn't have a lot of picks.
Why don't they have first-round picks?
I think the Sauce Gardner. No,
because of that stupid Sauce Gardner trade.
Yeah.
Because the owner was just like, I think Sauce Gardner can make the difference here.
And then he made the ACL difference.
Poor Daniel Jones.
So they ended up picking C.J. Allen, linebacker out of Georgia. Again, I know I mentioned the Midwest stuff, but I'm always going to take a Georgia defensive player.
He's a dog.
I don't care what you did, but he's going to hit somebody. That was a trade from Pittsburgh, actually. Then they picked up A.J. Halsey, a safety out of LSU. Again, another physical player, kind of fits what they need. Jalen Farmer, who was a guard that I was kind of hoping the Titans got. We didn't go that route.
Him too.
I like the old Farmer.
Yeah, he's a solid pick,
when
man.
When it was falling down in the draft,
I was like, just
we
take
eyeing
him. Just take him. And we did. I think he was available when we picked him. No. He got picked right before us because we were in the 1-4. So I was kind of expecting him to potentially be there, but they I wouldn't even say reach, but they went and got him. And then the athletic, Bryce Botcher, the linebacker out of Oregon, they always have kind of the more rangy linebackers who are versatile. I think that'll be a pretty solid piece for him. And then George Gums, they
From where?
Go ahead.
The University of Florida.
They were known for their pass rush too, right?
He's a wide receiver turned defensive end who was actually a physical freak.
Hey, that sounds nuts.
That's who Billy Napier was bringing in. He's like, oh, you used to run go routes? We're going to put you at edge.
Yeah, the speed that he has. I got to play it here. The speed.
Absolutely nuts. They also took Kayden Curry in the 5th round, and post-5th round picks, I should say. So for them, I think they got, for what they had available to them, they got pretty good value with all of their picks, and where you look at where they stand overall, this is the team that's the most polarizing to me. I could see them pulling it together. You still have Jonathan Taylor. Daniel Jones comes back healthy. Alec Pierce signing a big deal. Tyler Warren. I mean, they've got guys. They've got a younger offensive line than what they've had previously. Hopefully they can be healthier. Their defense, I think, is just going to be solid. C.J. Allen.
Lost Zaire.
Yeah, they lost Zaire. They also lost another linebacker, too. Who was his partner in crime? Because right now it's Akeem Davis-Gaither, C.J. Allen there with him. I can't remember who was the other linebacker that was with him.
I can't remember either.
But yeah, so they've lost a few pieces. Traveris Ward, Kenny Moore still there. Cam Bynum. So it's one of those where I think they're in a similar situation to the Titans, except like in a different way.
Oh, I think we're in a way better situation.
Yeah, I do. I think long term we are. I think they could win some games purely if Daniel Jones comes back and plays the way he was before he got hurt. But that's a big question mark because you know how that injury works, man. You know, it's not a quick turnaround a lot of times.
And they're not bringing back AR.
And they're not bringing back AR.
not.
Wow, man.
Good luck with Ryan Leonard.
That's absolutely, to be honest with you.
The white AR.
That's so shocking to me. That's so shocking to me, yeah, that they're not bringing back Anthony Richardson. Oh, my God.
I know. It is shocking you don't bring back somebody with a winning record. It's pretty ignorant, if you ask me.
Yeah. Just like calling out of a game as a quarterback is ignorant. Great job, Coach. That's the best thing you guys did this offseason is prepare.
I need some water,
Coach.
man.
What? You head tapping as a goddamn quarterback?
Can a corn, I'll be fine.
What? At least check into a running play and hand the ball off or something.
Hey, there's just so many different ways you could have gone about that. I'm so tired, but I'm just gonna hand it off.
Fake an injury. Tell one of the linemen to drop real quick. Do something, man. But this is what you do? Pure ignorance. And you're supposed to be a physical freak. What is going on?
Sometimes your lungs get tired.
Yeah, I bet you do when you're out there rapping all night. I was in the studio, Coach. What do you expect?
Him and Big Panda are dropping an album together.
It's something, man. But I'll tell you this. It's time to head towards the most biased portion of the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
It's Tennessee Titans
The
time.
best draft.
Now, I know we are Titans fans, and I'm going to address this draft from an open perspective, all right? So, Titans fans, as you're listening to this, you may want to cuss me out here in a few minutes. It is what it is. I'm going to say what I have to say, all right? First-round pick, Carnell Tate, wide receiver, Ohio State. Another first-round pick trading back in. We sent 35, 66, and 101, got back 31, 69, and 165. Excuse me, that's the opposite of that. No. That was the right pick. So, we end up with Keldric Faulk, edge rusher out of Auburn. At pick 60, we take Anthony Hill Jr. That was a trade from Chicago where we sent 69 and 144. But Anthony Hill Jr. out of Texas. Offensive guard, Fernando Carmona out of Arkansas with our fifth-round pick. We didn't have a third or fourth for reference. Another fifth-round pick, Nick Singleton, running back out of Penn State. Exceptional production. We'll see what he does for us. Jackie Marshall, an athletic, traitsy, developmental defensive lineman out of Baylor. Pat Coogan, center out of Indiana, and we've closed up, and those are our sixth-round picks. And our seventh-round pick, Jaron Kennick, tight end out of Oklahoma.
Is that how you say it?
Kennick? That's just how I read it. I don't know how to actually say it. I don't know how to actually. I gotta see him go to the podium.
I like it though. It's close enough.
Hey, look, it reads like it. I'm hooked on phonics. Did me well.
You did better than Roger Goodell saying Mariota. Remember he called him Marcus Mariota.
What are we talking about?
How do you not get the second pick in the draft right?
What was going on?
You have one job.
You've had 6 months to prepare for this. You knew what was going on. Cody, what do you feel? Sauce, how do you feel about our draft picks? How do you think we did overall?
I think we're taking it from the place of I know from a fan perspective, we may have been assuming that the Titans were going to take a running back at that pick. I love this as the second best option. I love this as, or even if it was the first option, just getting Cam Ward help. If that was all the priority was, I love that pick. Carnell Tate, he is a stud. I have my hot take that I have about him that we'll share later. Keldric Faulk, I love him at edge. I love the value of them trading back up to him. I think you said he was ranked probably 15th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 15th overall on the consensus big board.
I love that pick, man. I am excited to see how Saleh use him in this defense. And Brush, defense coordinator.
Bradley.
Gus Bradley.
Yeah.
Gus Bradley. I'm excited to
but
see how
Saleh's
they
calling the
use him.
defense, so.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
So.
I'm excited to see how they had these guys in rotation, man. That is one of the bright spots of this defense is the rotation, and I'm so excited to see how they deploy these guys. Hill, dog.
Yeah.
Dog. Doggy.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how they deploy him. I'm loving the picks. The only ones that I am curious on is the late round lineman, and I think that's a spot for all of us. But all in all, I love this draft. Every coach went up and got a player that they banged the table for. I think they had scouts that was deployed out. They came back with a list of 2 or 3 guys that they probably loved to coach, and I love that Borgonzi took into account who do these guys want to coach this year. And they went out and got these guys. If that was meaning them trading up and going to get them, or, taking them a couple of picks ahead. Mm-hmm. Go and get your guys.
Yeah. Cody, what are your thoughts?
I always kind of start flip-flopping on this. I love Carnell Tate.
Uh-huh.
I think he's a great person. I like his moxie too. At 4, it still feels like a reach when you take a wide receiver who played at Ohio State University and he never had a 1,000-yard season.
Okay.
He never had a 10 touchdown season.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved Carnell Tate if it was Carnell Tate
okay.
like we traded down to get him. But I also understand the fact that you are helping the quarterback. This guy does not drop the ball, which is another great quality. And he's big. He's a big dude.
Nice downfield threat.
To me, he's got to instantly come in, be the number 1 wide receiver. I think he has to come in, get 120 targets. He needs to come in and get 6 or 7 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. I like Keldric Faulk. I think Keldric Faulk is it a Femi-ish pick where it's project, kind of like a project. Like he had a lot of pressures. Mm-hmm. He didn't get a lot of sacks. Mm-hmm. Which is always kind of my deal. I want sacks. But he even said that in his opening press conference that sacks to him is he's got to get that up. So I do appreciate his openness to knowing where he has to improve. I love Anthony Hill. Yeah. I love the violence. Fernando Carmona, you're taking a guard. I wish we could have gotten Emmanuel Pregnon.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Pregnon, I think, was kind of the dream. And Nick Singleton, to me, get that man the ball in some space and let him get upfield.
Don't make him think.
Yeah.
He may miss a hole or two, but when he hits it, he might get up out of there.
He may have that Trent Richardson aspect of it. The hole will be completely wide open to the left. You'll just run straight to the back of your line.
Hey, I got a question for you, man. I got 2 things, actually. I'm going to try to let you finish your list before I critique you.
Yeah.
So, with Singleton, man, and I think I'm going to open this up to the room. Are you guys open to giving him a year or 2 to see what he can potentially develop into?
What does
That's
that
how
mean?
I'm looking at him because of Tony Pollard being RB1. I'm not looking for him to shoot through the moon immediately. He still has Tajay Spears in front of him. But I think this guy does have the tools and the capabilities to be coached up to where when it is his time, hey, we may got a stud on our hands. But I'm just curious of how y'all may evaluate him.
I think it does put TP more on the chopping block where if something happens to him in training camp and we gotta move on from somebody, I think Tajay could be the one that is directly affected by that. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
TP's gonna be here. I'm just gonna have to accept it.
Yeah. I think Tajay is the guy that this affects the most because of his injury history. It's not even from a talent standpoint to me because I think that Tajay he does solid in pass pro. Mm-hmm. He's he fights for the yards that are available. You know what I mean? Every time he's squeaking through when he's hit behind the line, he gets at least a half a yard. I know that doesn't sound like much, but he seems to make the best of what he does. Mm-hmm. He always makes somebody miss, it feels like. Mm-hmm. But when you look at what Singleton can bring to the table, he catches it well out of the backfield. He was very productive at Notre Dame.
Penn State,
excuse me. Even with them having a down year, he still was somebody who was effective, before he got a spot took, and it's one of those things where it's a late enough pick to where I'm fine with it. Mm-hmm. If this is a guy that we're getting who's got true explosiveness and maybe has some things to work on vision-wise, and we're in the 5th, 6th round getting them, I can accept that.
He had more total touchdowns than Saquon Barkley at Penn State.
Yeah, I think
he finds a way to get into the paint. But Pat Coogan, he's going to get in some fights.
I like that.
He's going to fight somebody. I think as soon as we drafted him, I was like, who's going to throw the first punch, Jeff Simmons or Pat Coogan?
And you know what, man? Fernando Carmona's the same guy. Fernando Carmona, he's doing the pregame speeches too. And here he is, dog cussing folks out on the pregame speech. And so they're both fighting. I mean, he stepped on somebody's ankle.
We need more of that. Yeah, we need some more savages.
We said that's a tight.
We do, man. So
we need some more of that.
Here comes the transparent part, and then we'll dive into our projections.
And Janik, whatever.
Will fall. Yeah. I think that, and Janik, I think he's just a special teamer, is what I think he turns into. With maybe some upsides to catch a few passes. Maybe he's the DMR tight end that comes in every so often, but really he's a special teamer, former linebacker, whatnot. But the thing that gives me the most pause is not the players themselves, but how long we waited to go with offensive linemen. And I know part of that is because we traded up to get certain guys, and I think they understood that's what they were sacrificing. But I am just nervous about multiple positions across the line that I think are important positions. Obviously, center and guard are important, but swing tackle is also another position where right now we didn't draft a tackle, so we're dependent on Brandon Crenshaw-Dixon to be the swing tackle or Austin Deculus, who was the worst in NFL history. DeLucas. It's one of those that's like we're in trouble if these guys don't
pray for health.
Well, I wouldn't just chalk it up as that yet. We still got the post June 1st cuts. We still got to see what happens with the undrafted free agents or anybody that's cut between now and mini camp. So I mean, we could still be looking for our swing tackle.
Well,
I'll say keep hope alive.
I would say
starters.
No good tackles get cut.
Yeah, good play.
Yeah,
we can only pray. Okay, so let's look at the landscape overall. 1 through 4. Cody, right now, rapid fire. What are your record predictions and slots for the AFC South?
I don't know if I can do the whole record because I don't know the schedule. But we're finishing second in the division.
Okay.
And we're taking it to the final game.
Okay.
Against the Texans.
Okay.
Where they're gonna flex it into prime time.
All right.
And we're gonna beat that ass
because they're gonna sit their starters off.
Yeah. And we're going to the playoffs. I don't know about that one.
Yes.
So Texans first is what you have.
Yeah.
Titans second. Who are third and fourth?
Oh, Jags third. Colts last.
Okay.
By far.
Okay. You think they're like
I think
6 wins or less?
I think they're gonna be horrible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Sauce.
Man, it's gonna be a tough battle for the top 2 this year, but I definitely think the Titans are gonna be in that area. I got it once again coming down to the last game. I see the Titans taking it. I see us winning the top of the division.
Winning the division.
Yes. I see us flipping the team over. Now, hold on, let's get his face.
Winning the division.
Yes. Let it run through your veins.
I mean, I think the Texans could win 13 games.
Yeah,
and I see us flipping our team overnight. I'm just saying.
And winning how many games to win the division?
That's a good question.
Well, it has to be more than 10 or 11 because the Texans are going to win more than 10 or 11.
I say us and the Texans come down to 10 games, and I think we win the tiebreaker of that, or what we win in the
10 games?
Yeah.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah. I got us 10
He had us at 11 last year. He was only 8 off.
Yeah.
Let's
do it. Let's ride. I'm telling you right now, Titans at the top, Texans up under us. I say Colts, Jags.
Okay.
Or that's interchangeable. I may change my mind on that.
Where you at right now? I don't care about when you change your mind.
Flip-flopping.
Well, that's only because of how will Daniel Jones shake back from the injury. I don't think the Colts are less of a talented team than the Jaguars. I just think circumstances may kill them. But yeah,
is Daniel Jones going to be ready for the season?
I don't know. I know he got signed.
Achilles.
Yeah, I would have. I don't know. He got
Garner,
hurt like mid-season. So.
Is it Garner the issue? Is he the quarterback?
No, it's going to be Riley Leonard.
Riley Leonard's the backup quarterback.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson is still technically on the team, I believe.
They declined his option.
They declined his option, but
they're
he's
looking
still
to trade
technically
him
on the team. But he's in the Will Levis boat. But I'll kind of wrap this up.
We'll give him Will Levis.
And I actually put Texans first with about 12 wins. I have the Jags second.
Do you really?
I have them winning 9 or 10 games. And I have us right between like 7 or 8 wins in third. And then the Colts having 6 or 7 wins, being last in the division.
I'm telling you, Liam, right now, if we get that offensive line situation, like if it pans out, right, if we strike gold, we're in that top 2. I'm telling you.
Yeah, if we strike gold, yeah. But I think that we're a young team still. That's where I shake it. I think that although We've brought in some guys who have been a part of the scheme and the regime. I think we drop a few more games than we expect within those first 5 to 6, purely because new coach, new scheme, new players who are already young players playing last year. That's where I think that we end up dropping a few more than we expect. But we finished strong, and I think we're like, man, this is a team that's got some promise. And to be honest with you, that's a successful season for the Titans.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
Jags did win 6 one-score games last year, so
They got it done when it mattered.
yeah. So I mean, you think that could maybe go back to the mean? Maybe they win
That's true. I mean,
9 or 10.
They lose a running back too, and you know, in ETN. So you never know what could happen there. But okay,
It's gonna be a fight though. We ain't gonna be out the race.
that's exactly it. That's where I think it's going to be more of a dogfight in the division than expected, and the Titans are coming to play, man.
I do. I think so. I think we can win 8. I'm gonna put us at 8 wins. That's my stamp.
It's 8 wins.
8 wins.
Okay.
Now once they release the schedule, I may have to make some changes.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Now I got a question with that. Should I get at him this time, or should I let him slide with the Carnell Tate take?
I don't understand. I didn't say anything wrong about Carnell Tate.
Go ahead, get out.
Everything I said about Carnell Tate was factual.
Go ahead.
Argue facts.
Okay. Here's a fact.
Okay.
The Ohio State quarterback was terrible.
That didn't stop Jeremiah Smith.
And he still got 875 yards on 51 targets. Imagine what he could do with the number 1 pick in the NFL draft.
So
Cam
what about the
This is the best quarterback he's ever played
So
with.
what about the quarterback before that?
Will Howard.
Yeah. The one that won the national championship. What about that one? What about the one before that? Now you can end the show.
Where is it? Hey, to be determined. We're going to argue about this. I just want to put that on the floor.
I love the Carnell Tate pick, by the way. I don't hate it. It's nothing against Carnell Tate.
I just think.
I'm sitting back letting 2 grown men fight right now.
I just think he's never played with a Thompson, and Will Howard is not Cam Ward.
He won with he played with a national championship quarterback.
Team. But we'll get into it. We're gonna wrap it up for a second.
Hey, look.
But we're gonna table this argument, Cody. But I love it. This is gonna push us through, man. Yeah.
Thank you for not taking 17, Carnell. That's just that one.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this, and we'll wrap this up. 14's not that bad.
I think it's a good looking
DK
number.
Metcalf, Pickens,
You got Cortland Sutton.
There's a lot of 14s that are solid wide receivers.
Yeah, it's a good looking number.
People were, I get it. It's not what
Does
you're
Alec
used to
Pierce
seeing,
have
but it's
14?
fine. Alec Pierce has 14 too, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. There's some solid 14s out there. Chris Godwin. I mean, there's some people out there, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, look. AFC South predictions. We'll dig and do some real predictions soon. We'll talk about rosters, corner room versus wide receiver room. We'll get into the nuts and the bolts later in the offseason. But post-draft, we wanted to get our thoughts on paper so you guys can cuss us out now. But post-training camp, when we look like the best team in the world, we'll talk again then, buddy. Be ready, baby. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. PMC, we out.
Peace.
You like that? We out, man.